What's going on, guys? Big welcome to you all to our channel. We are Team Crushing the Meta, and you're back with Depot, and we are now with the Premium Collection 2020 reveals. Alright, so we are so hyped about this set because you know that most of us really appreciate and love the premium format. And it's just amazing to have again more support for premium. So we will not talk a lot about the set. I will talk a little bit at the end of the video of my ideas about this set, but most importantly, we will do a video each time a card is revealed, and we will try to give you our thoughts. Okay, the first card is for Kagero. So they started the set with a card that showed us, maybe, we don't know yet, but we think, showed us exactly what this set is about. So we have Supreme Heavenly Emperor Dragon, Zanbust Dragon. Okay, this guy looks amazing. Flavor text is also very amazing, but first, let's read his skill. So it's once per turn skill. It costs you just a flip card from your G-Zone, so it costs you nothing. And then you retire all of your opponent's Vanguards and all of your grade 3 or greater units get an extra +10 power until the end of turn. And that's it. That's it. A simple skill that works best. So we will talk about three things. First of all is the art and the flavor text. So the art is really badass. I love the way the sword is and the flames and everything. The color of him is just looks really good. He fits exactly into the theme of the clan. So the art is really good. If you zoom in a little bit on his head, you will see his face, and his face is like just that sarcastic but evil way of looking into the opponent. He say, "What you gonna do about it? I'm just destroying your field, and you're gonna do nothing about it because you can't do anything about it." So yes, definitely the art is amazing. The flavor text is he's saying just a single swing of this sword, of the sword. That's all it took to defeat them all. So you're pretty much saying, well, I did this and everything died, and yeah, again, what you gonna do about it? Okay, so amazing flavor text fits again exactly into what the card does if you read his skill. Second thing we're gonna talk about is how does this card fits into the clan. Okay, there are two ways of seeing this. I will talk about only the way that we look at this from the Kagero player perspective. Kagero players know that they need these two, especially Demjit, for them to kill the opponent. It's the card that puts the most pressure on your opponent, and it's the card that wins you most games. And it's a good mid-game card, but it's also a good late-game card, and again, it keeps putting the pressure on your opponent. The card has one small flaw, which is you need to have Blaze. Okay, how could you get Blaze? Well, by losing your resources, because you pretty much have to put things on the field that destroy things from your opponent, and then you commit to the field and they minus. So let's say they have 5 Vanguards and you have 2. You have to put the third one, then they go to 4 because your Vanguard could retire. Then of course you have your Demjit skill, which could retire something, then you're both on 4. Oh, they go back to 3, and then you will go to 4 if you put something else on the field. So you pretty much are trying to not commit too much to the field, but also destroying your opponent's field to get into Blaze. Okay, where is the issue right here? It's whenever you go against clans like Gold, who could have a lot of Vanguards on the field because of their Excel circles, and you cannot compete with that. You cannot retire their field. This card will help with that. There is another scenario is when you play against clans like New Nectar, which pretty much rush you, so you cannot commit too much to the field, and they keep putting resources out there because they have their Katrina. And this guy could also help with that because he keep retiring their field, they have to keep commit to the field, but again, whenever they go into the second Katrina, then this guy pretty much can't do anything anymore because they could just go Katrina and they already create 3 or 4 tokens to the field. But yeah, this guy does fit exactly into what clan does. He does exactly what these two did, Golgol and the GP8. which are, you cannot always go into them, both of them. The one require you to have the generation break of 8, and the other one requires you to have the same copy of your Vanguard. And of course you do not want to go into him because he has a high risk, and again he also requires you to have the same card name as your Vanguard to go into him, and he costs a double counterblast, which is a little bit too much. But that's the same with this guy. He also costs you 2 counterblasts. Yes, you could countercharge them, but he still costs you them in the first place. So you need to have the 2 face up, or you need to be at least at 2 damage. And if you want to go too much in the early game, then you cannot do that. So pretty much this guy fits amazing into what the clan does and what the clan needs, and he completes them Jeet. Okay, so is this the perfect stride for Kagero? Well, that's when we come into the next and the last topic, what we talk about when it comes to this guy, which is how will this guy help the clan to become better in the premium format? Well, first of all, when we talk about Kagero, Kagero is doing great. Kagero got multiple tops, Kagero got very good representation in Worlds, and in the Bushiroad Championship series from 2019, we have seen a lot of Kagero top. We have seen Dominic John again winning the Bushiroad Championship series and going into Worlds, and a lot of others who did very well with Kagero. So again, how will this card help Kagero to become better? Well, the thing is, as I said, he gives you sometimes better matchups against certain clans that you could retire their field, and some clans cannot recover from that, some could, and again, he's a good first stride and good another option. But he's not a dumb cheat, and that's the only flaw with this card. He completes what Damjid needs, he does exactly what Damjid needed as an extra skill, but he does not pressure your opponent. He does not put any pressure on your opponent. It's just 1 PG or 1 G guard and you stop this guy. Or even if you go force 2 and you attack with him, sometimes maybe the opponent would be like, okay, I would just PG him because he cannot withstand anyway. So the thing is, that's the problem with him. He does not put pressure on your opponent. So if your opponent could recover from him destroying their field and they could put more rare guards out there, then he did nothing. You just wasted a turn. And that's the problem, because you cannot do that in premium. You cannot afford to do that in premium because you want to keep pressure high on your opponent. You'd rather go to Damjid, you would rather use Damjid's skill, you would rather put rare guards out there on your own field to destroy their field, and from that moment you just pressure them more, and that's what you need to do. So will this guy help Kagero Premium to become a better clan? Yes, he will. Will this card make Kagero way better? No, he will not. And I'm sorry to say that, Kagero players, but as a Kagero player myself, it's not my main, but I do play it a lot, and I have very good discussions with JJ, Chris van der Linde, also from the Netherlands, and I've seen what also their ideas are, and yes, they are very happy with this stride. The thing is, when it comes to these premium collection cards, especially the first few reveals, we don't know what to expect. So I'm very happy that Bushiroad is taking a step back and creating cards with less power creep, because in 2019 they pretty much created very strong strides that some clans, it's so strong that they got banned, like the Ichikishima from Orko Think Tank. For some others, like Katrina, is the only stride they go into because it's their best stride. And what they wanted to do is, they wanted to have the standard deck and give it a stride that helped it to become a premium deck. And that's also the idea behind the Progenitor Dragons. The Progenitor Dragons help you to stride without having to play stride folders. With you could ride every time into a grade 3 to gain a marker, and not thinking about, oh, I need to discard a grade 3 to stride with, because you can stride for free. Then the strides, like Katrina, like the Mufasa, like a lot of others, they perfectly fit into a bridge between the V support and the support we already had in G, and with that you make a complete strong deck. So that was perfectly done from Bushiroad. Where does this guy fits in is in helping those strides to become better. So there are different philosophies that I came up with on this guy. There are two. The first one is they went back into what Kagero should do. So they would look at each clan and think, okay, Kagero should retire. That's their thing. That's the main thing. Let's give them something that could retire without a heavy cost. That you could always go into him and give him a little bit extra, just power. So, perfect. That's what this guy does. Or the second idea, which is they looked at Kagero, they looked at the G-Zone, they looked at them G, they looked at what the clan needed, and they came up with this, which is, again, perfect. The best thing about these two scenarios is they are both right when it comes to this guy. We don't know if that would be the same for all other clans, we'll have to wait and see. But when it comes to Kagero, he does exactly what the clan should do. If you look at Kagero in the early days, it retires. It did not restand yet. It restood a little bit later. But yes, of course, Overlord, the first one from the trial that could restand. But mostly what the clan did was retirement power. And the clan does not have that now in the G-Zone. So they looked at what the clan should do, and they gave the clan also something that it needed. That's my idea, my philosophy behind this guy that they created. But again, we'll have to wait and see what the other clans will be like. Okay, that's actually it for this guy. There are some stuff that we could also talk about. We are expecting the crits and we are expecting the crit elementals as well. So what will they be like? Well, we don't know yet. The only thing that we might think that will happen is maybe the crits have the ability that when you discard them, they count as a grade 3. So you could stride with them. That could be the case. So we will think about a 15k shield, just throw that away to stride or not. That could be the case, we don't know. Or it could be a new mechanic that works with the Cray Elementals, we don't know. Also the Cray Elementals, will they be G-Guardians, will they be strides, well, what will they be? We also don't know. Will this guy from Kagero help Kagero to use those Cray Elementals? We don't know. I think we'll have to wait and see, and all of those questions will be answered. But I'm very, very, very hyped to see what the Spike Rotor one does. I'm very happy with this Kagero stride, as I said. It just really, really good. Fits into the clan. It does not have that power creep. And it did everything that a Kagero player needed. When you ask Kagero player, like I asked Chris van der Linde what they needed when they went up to play Worlds last year, and he said, well, I have troubles with Tachikaze to retire their sweepers. I have troubles with retiring the Gold Paladin players field. And this card does exactly what it needs to do. But then is the question, if you combine him and Damjit in one stride, then that would be amazing. So if the new K Elemental, the big boss, is a card that says target 2 cards from your G-Zone and gain both abilities, then damn, this guy will be so fucking broken. Because, well, not that broken, but he will be amazing because he will give Damjit even more power. He will try your opponent field, so Damjit will restand. He will have the Blaze ability, but again, he gives some power, which makes a huge Damjit that restands whenever you G-Guard or PG. So if that's the case, if it's like a Gastille but for your strides, then there will be some broken shit going in the premium format. Okay guys, that's it for this video. I'd like to thank you all for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed our videos, and we will hope to see you very soon on our channel. Till next time, bye bye.